Quickie disclaimer before people get angry at me. This video's a joke. Okay, so calm down. A few weeks ago, I made the official woman tier list. You guys loved it. You loved it a lot more than I expected. It was a bit controversial. Some people disagreed with it, but a lot of you wanted more. And in fact, the most liked comment was to make a man tier list. So that's today's video, the official man tier list. Now for the official woman tier list, that was a list of all the women I'm interested in. But for this video, I'm not gay. So the way we're ranking this video is, what type of guys make good friends? Which ones, in my opinion, are the better ones? And for the first one, we're starting off with the conspiracy theorist. Now, in my opinion, this is going to be a controversial take. Upper C tier. Because a lot of these guys, they just can't shut up about it. They talk about it to everybody. And they talk about it when people don't even want to hear it. They can't read a room. They don't know when to shut up. You can have your conspiracy theories. You can have those and you'll be perfectly fine. You just have to know when to talk about them. And you have to know how to present them. You can't just barge into a room and instantly start talking about the cabal. And when people ask you for proof, you don't give any proof. And you simply say, well, there's some weird connections and things that don't make sense to me. Like, that doesn't work. You kind of come off as a bit kooky there. And when you tell them not to talk about it for 5 minutes, they lose their minds. Again, it's not even the belief itself, it's the person. Because I can understand believing things that are not widely accepted, or even believing in conspiracy theories, but you just can't be that kooky guy. It doesn't work. You're gonna alienate people, and they're not gonna like you. The next one is the fat guy. Now this is an interesting one because I rated in the previous video the fat woman as C tier, but I'm gonna put the fat guy as upper B tier, and I'll tell you why. They're always funny. Fat guys, they're not as attractive to women. Women, they frankly want their guy to have muscle. They want to be physically attracted to the guy that they're going to date. But fat guys are interesting. They don't want to work out. They don't want to stop eating, but they also want to get a woman. So they discovered a compromise, which is to be funny. They're incredibly funny. They're always funny. They're enjoyable people a lot of the times to hang out with. That's my opinion. As a friend, as a guy to hang out with, I give this upper B tier. Absolutely. We'll tell them to work out. We'll try and get them to work out, but as they are, upper B tier. If they lose the weight though, they're just gonna be a funny guy, which makes them S tier. If you work out and you're a fat guy, you will move to S tier. Guaranteed. Just hit the gym a little bit and eat a salad. The next one is the gym bro. This one is S tier. They motivate you to work out. They have a more aggressive, go-getter personality. I really like it. You gotta surround yourself with those types of people. Not much else to say about them. Just generally good all-around people. The next one is the autistic man. Okay, so in my previous video, I said B tier for woman. And if it's a functioning autist, upper A tier. But for guys, I'm gonna put lower B tier because here's the difference between woman autism and man autism. When it comes to reading people, when it comes to body language, when it comes to socializing, when it comes to understanding people's emotions and what they're going through, when you compare the average guy to the average woman, men by default are autistic in comparison. That's the truth. So if a woman has autism, it's just you got a hot lady, but she's like one of the bros. But when a guy has autism, it's not that good because it's double autism right there. They can be fun. I've even been told I'm autistic by the people who watch my videos, which I'm not. I'll have you know I hope not at least. But that's the inherent difference between man autism and woman autism. It's just a bit too much when a guy has it. But they can be fun people. You got different flavors of autistic men. They're always obsessed with either trains, cars, boats, airplanes, one of those things. Other than that, they can be pretty good people. The next one is the Redditor. Oh golly, F tier, obviously. I think this is our first F tier right here, yeah. They are incredibly annoying. You can't go 5 minutes without them going on a tangent just to try and prove to you how much they know. Fuck those people. They're what we call midwits. Now here's the thing. I find it very interesting, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. People who really try and put a lot of effort into proving and showing that they're smart and educated, they're an intellectual, they tend to be midwits. People who are very smart in real life, they don't put time and energy into proving anything to people. What they instead do is they're much more charismatic. They kind of blend in more. Like John Cena, I think he's a very smart individual. But do you even know anything about him? Look at how shocked the world was when they found out he spoke perfect Mandarin. This guy is incredibly smart. He controls what people see, and he invokes certain emotions inside of us. That is someone who's truly intelligent. But our Redditor, they're not that smart. They don't have their lives in order. They're very unhappy people. And that's why you see so many of these people, the archetype of the guy who knows how to present himself to appear smart. He's really good at sophistry. But when it comes to real actions in his life, he's very stupid. And it's because he's not actually smart enough to do anything in real life. He's only smart enough to put on a facade, to make people around him think that he knows anything at all. Redditor is F tier, the epitome of a midwit. And the next one is the gay. And of course, we have the two types of gay, the feminine and the masculine gay. I cannot stand feminine guys. Like, why am I talking to you? You act and behave like a woman, yet you're not pretty, you're not enjoyable to be around. If I'm going to talk to someone who's incredibly feminine, it's going to be a woman, and women are fun to talk to. A feminine guy, though, it's like, are you trying to pretend to be one of the girls or something like that? Like, what's going on here? You're not one of them. But the weird thing is, he'll talk to women as if he's one of them. And when these women are frustrated with guys, when they vent their frustrations, the gay guy will be like, yeah, sister. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Ew, I can't believe those guys do that. And then the next moment, they'll start flirting with guys, especially straight guys. They have a thing for straight guys. That's a confirmed fact. So because of that, when they start talking to me, it's like, no, we're not playing that game. Instead, you're only going to be called a slur. I don't know which one it's going to be, but you're getting called one. And you're going down to F tier. But the masculine gay, they can actually be pretty chill and cool. As long as they're normal and they don't bring it up and they don't talk about it. Now, I'm a Christian, so I don't condone that. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. Yeah, very chill. I give them bottom B tier. I've made videos on gay people and then they call me homophobic. I'm not homophobic. I don't hate gay people and I'm not afraid of gay people. But I realized something. There is one instance where the word homophobic does make sense, where it's the fear of gay people. And that, my friends, is prison. If you're a small guy like me, you bet your ass you're gonna have homophobia and be afraid of the 6-foot gay guy. The next one is the gamer. Now here's the thing, I enjoy games, I play games a lot, I in fact play too much games. But if I was talking to a person and they were introducing themselves to me, I was like, hey man, it's nice to meet you, what do you do for fun? And they said, I'm a gamer. Instantly, I'd stop talking to them. Nobody past high school actually should call themselves a gamer or identify as a gamer. Like, what the hell is that? What is your passion? How do you describe yourself? Oh, you describe yourself with the fact that you stare at a computer monitor for hours on end, clicking buttons. I mean, I enjoy that. It's fun, but I wouldn't identify as it. I wouldn't brag about it. I wouldn't talk to people about it. Oh, I'm a gamer. It's like, no. It's like, what does it even say about you? Like, do you also want to tell me that you enjoy wasting your time? I mean, I do too, but I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to brag about it. Describe yourself and identify with something better, like maybe an artist. That even gives the person some insight into who you are. Bottom C tier for the gamer. The next one is the wannabe tough guy, or the self-proclaimed alpha male. F tier all the way because, again, I've said this in the previous video and I'm just going to reiterate. If you call yourself an alpha male, or if you call yourself a strong independent woman, you're just very insecure. If you want to be that thing, don't call yourself that. Instead, work on becoming that. The only instance where it's fine to be called an alpha male or a tough guy is by other people around you. It's very pathetic for a man to search for his own glory. The next one is the military guy. That's a person I would say is better than me. You served in the military, you're tougher than me. I'm willing to admit that. I haven't served in the military. They're really tough people. They could kill me. I respect people instinctively who could kill me, who are stronger than me. That's how you instantly earn my respect. If I look at you and I think to myself, if we fought and I could defeat him, like instantly right there, you've lost a level of my respect. Military guys, I respect them. The only drawback for them is they always are trying to recruit you into the military. I have a military brother. Whenever we talk, he's always like, you should join the military. And it's like, I'm happy that he had a good experience, but it's not for me. So I give them mid A tier because they're great and all. They're better than me, but I don't really resonate with them as much. Next one is the outdoors guy. Now, again, I kind of view it the same way, which is they're great people. And in fact, they have something that's better than, say, the gamer hobby. It's like if you said, I enjoy the outdoors, I enjoy nature, I enjoy hiking. It's like that's a lot better than saying, I'm a gamer. If I was an outdoor person, I'd be proud to wear that title, but I'm not. So I don't resonate with them as much. But my best friend is an outdoors guy. They're great people. I'd put them next to the military guy. Next one is the weird guy, F tier. I don't associate with weird people. Before, when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't get along well with people. I didn't know how to talk to people. So I just make friends with anybody I could make friends with. And that oftentimes was the weird people. And I'll tell you right now that I know how to talk to people, now that I can associate with pretty much whoever I want, I do not associate with weird people. They gotta learn by being alone to realize that they shouldn't be that way. They gotta change. You gotta stop being antisocial. You gotta stop saying the weird things. You gotta take care of your looks. You gotta take a shower. You gotta become presentable. You gotta change your body language. You gotta assimilate into society, my friend. Frankly, there's no other way to say it. You gotta become a normal person. And in my opinion, it's dangerous to associate with these people because one of the drawbacks is the way we look at people is we look at them as groups. If you see a group of women, for example, you kind of cluster them together as one group or like one entity almost. Now, imagine that happening to you with the weird people. It could be that you're an outstanding guy. You really work on yourself. But now you're hanging out with the weird people and they're going to associate you with the weird people. They're going to view you as a member of that group, the weird group. Do you want that? Hell no. You gotta be careful with who you associate with, which means don't associate with the weird people. Oftentimes they're narcissistic. That's why they're weird. They think that they know everything, so they don't listen to other people around them, their friends, their family, on how they should behave, what they should do. They know better than the people around them. That's why they're so antisocial. That's why they're so weird. If you tell these people how they should behave, they'll reject it. They won't listen because they know better, because nobody knows better than a narcissist. Next one is redneck. Okay, well, I'm right-wing, so automatically they're more fun to get along with, but they're not always that smart. Like, I'm not generalizing all rednecks here, but like, you know, they believe in everything right-wing and all the rest, and they have a very simple way of viewing the world. Reality is, the world's a very complicated place. You can be right-wing or left-wing, but just don't be fooled by the idea that the answer is always that simple. If you think the answer is incredibly simple and should be obvious to everybody where you should be in your politics or religion, that just shows you haven't explored the other side that much. It's not simple. It gets simple past a certain point, but by no means is it anywhere in the middle simple. But they're fun people, easy to get along with. They're not complicated. B+. Next is the overly political guy. Okay, just shut up. Shut up and learn to get along with people, my friend. You don't have to mention politics every 7 minutes. Like, I remember the time when I had a Discord server. I opened it up, anybody could join, and I was playing a game in the VC, and I was just enjoying myself. Me and this guy, we were having a great time. We were playing this mouse game. I was having a fun time playing it, and like out of nowhere, somebody joined, and he was talking in depth about economics and all this stuff, and he was like, Remnant, what's your opinion on all these economic issues and this whole topic of things? And I'm like, bro, I'm playing a game. I don't give a shit about that right now. I just want to play a game. Read the room. Don't bring up politics every 5 minutes. Talk about politics with people who want to talk about it. Not even people who are political always want to talk about these things. Bottom C tier. Next one is the charmer. I gotta say, this is S tier, but it's gonna be bottom S tier because these people are actually very smart. That is what you should aim to be. You should aim to get along with people. Aim to get people to like you. It's very important. If you run into a charmer, you're gonna have a fun time. They're extremely easy to talk to. They're very engaging. They always act very interested in what you're talking about. That's great. When it comes to your interactions with this person, they're going to be 10 out of 10. The problem is you have no idea for the longest time who this person actually is because they're very smart. You don't know who you're actually dealing with. They could say just whatever you want to hear. They can say that they agree with the things you agree with. They can make you feel great about yourself. That causes you to open up to these people. But that's dangerous. That's very dangerous. You should learn to open up to people. You should learn to have those deep, meaningful relationships. But you should not open up to the wrong people. Many times they can be great. Many times they can be very horrible. It's like a coin flip. That's dangerous. They're great. And in fact, that's what, again, you should aspire to be like. You want to surround yourself with people who are great at talking, but who are honest with you and who you actually know and people you can actually trust. That takes time though. It takes time to actually learn who these people are. So again, S tier, but bottom S tier because it's kind of risky. Next one is the nerdy guy. Here's the thing. The nerdy guy is A tier, not because I really particularly get along with them or I'm a nerdy guy myself. I'm not, or at least I try not to be. And it's not that there's anything particularly great about him. It's just there's not a lot of drawbacks to him, you know? Like, hey, you wanna play a board game or something like that? They're just your everyday guy, I guess you could say. Next one is the art guy. I don't know, I like these people. I'm an artist. I get along with people who enjoy art, but all the people I know who do art are women. My mind is blank right now. I can't think of a single guy I knew who did art. They're probably good though. They're probably a great guy. I know I'm a great guy, and I gotta defend myself here. We'll go S tier. What the hell? Why not? I don't think we got that many S tier people anyways. Totally unbiased right there, yeah. Maybe I did know a lot of art guys, but they were just gay. Very strange now that I'm thinking about it for the first time. Next one is stoner. I love these people actually. Top A tier, maybe even S tier, but we're going A tier. Because they're chill people, they're enjoyable. I enjoy talking to stoners. All the times I've talked to stoners, they're pretty cool people. In fact, the best type are the ex-stoners. The people who used to do drugs, but don't anymore, because they're not gonna really tempt you to do drugs. They're not gonna draw you in. They're not gonna get you addicted, but they're still pretty cool. They're really enjoyable. They're very laid back. Next one is the chill dude. Of course, just a laid back person, just a cool person. S tier, no doubt. You want a chill guy. You want a guy you can just get along with, somebody who brings you up. In fact, just a laid back dude, yeah. Next one is musician. Well, I think they're pretty cool people, but I don't know a lot of musicians that well. My father is a musician. He's like a dedicated musician. He always plays guitar. He's obsessed with guitar. He's obsessed with music. And I'm gonna be honest, I learned piano at one time. I actually enjoyed piano. The piano was always out of tune though. It was really challenging to get myself to learn on it. But as for these people themselves, I'm going to put them in B tier because I have heard that musicians are very stuck-up people. At least from my father. That's what he says, as a musician. Next one is the traditionalist. Obviously S tier, but we're talking about a real traditionalist. We're not talking about somebody who simply LARPs, who talks about it or posts about it online, who says, hey, I'm a traditionalist, blah, blah, blah. But his life is just like anybody else's. Like, what's the point in that? If you're living out a life that isn't really different or, in fact, traditional, why are you calling yourself a traditionalist? Lead by example. Lead by your actions. It just makes you a LARPer if your actions aren't leading you. Next one is Kamala voter, F tier, because it's not that I'm angry or I dislike people who disagree with me. It's just all the ones I've run into are extremely sensitive. They cannot handle even the slightest disagreement. I'm perfectly fine and happy with getting along with people who disagree with me on so many things. I have. But Kamala voters, it's like, no matter how hard I try, unless I flat out lie about what I believe, there's no way we can talk about anything without it erupting into a fight. But I'm still constantly very polite and courteous with what I say, how I present my beliefs, how I show, hey, I don't hate you and I don't have anything against you. They're incredibly sensitive. You just can't get along with them. It's F tier. Next one is, well, obviously it's going to be Trump voter because we did Kamala voter, right? And Trump voter, I'd say B tier because, well, Trump voters, at least they have variety. The problem is I put Kamala in F tier because you just can't talk to these people. You can't be your authentic self with these people. You gotta always walk on eggshells and pretend to be someone you're not. That's F tier. But for Trump voters, well, it doesn't really say that much about them. Like, there are so many different types of people who vote, for example. I've met plenty of shitty people who voted Trump and plenty of great people who voted Trump. So it's like B tier because what are you gonna do with that? Smack dab in the middle. Next one is bike guy. I respect bikers out there. I don't ride bikes, but I respect the bikers. I want to one day. I think it takes balls. I think it really says something about the person. A much more adventurous, risk-taking individual right there. That's something I aspire to be like. I just don't have a lot of that yet. I want to get it though. And I want to get a bike one day. Ride it for at least a little bit. At least have an experience like that once in my life. And I think it's worth the risk. Next one is the 4chaner. They're pretty fun people. Like, as long as you don't get one that's really schizo, one that you can tell instantly just by looking at him and he says, oh, based? Oh, cringe, as long as he doesn't say that immediately, unironically, they can be fun people. You can say whatever, there's nothing under the sun that they don't know about. They can be pretty fun. You just gotta find one that isn't insane, which is very challenging. Like, I've only met 1 or 2 people who fit this criteria, but as long as they're like not weird, they can be fun. Next one is the bald guy. I respect the bald guys. In fact, you can really be killer with that look. But as a guy who was losing a bit of his own hair, I'm just doing minoxidil. I'm just trying to keep my hair right now because here's the problem. You can be a short guy and get women. You can be a bald guy and you can get women. But I think it's going to be really challenging if you're a short, bald guy to get women. That's a whole new challenge in itself. Not gonna be me, my friend. I'm gonna just put in the spray in my hair, hope and pray to God that my hair doesn't fall out. That's what I'm gonna be. As long as I can just keep it in my head, I'll be fine, I think. So the bald guy, he's got to go in mid A tier. And no, we'll put him lower A tier because I respect them, but I just can't be one of them. I'm not going to follow you guys with that, sorry. That's one of the drawbacks of those guys. Like, 2 hairs will fall out of your head. They'll see it and they'll say, oh, just shave it off. Just become like me. Hey, become bald like me when you don't have to. No, there are other options. I'm going to try. I'm going to fight this cancer called the Norway Reaper. Next one is the runner guy. These guys, they're always athletic and they're always tall. And they're pretty chill people. I gotta say, the big, tall guys, especially the stronger, bigger guys, they're always incredibly chill people. And for the runners, like, I think they're pretty chill too. I know at least one tall guy, he probably runs. I'd put that guy at A tier. Next one is the boxer. These people are cool. I love them, I respect them, I want to be like them. I just don't actually go through learning boxing. But hey, I can respect them still. Anybody who can beat the shit out of me, I respect. And they're very interesting people to talk to. Again, they got that same aggressive, go-getter energy. They have a different way of seeing the world. It's very interesting. I respect them. Next one is the emotional guy. Sorry, but that's a no-no. You can't cry to me, my friend. The neurotic reactive guy. I gotta put him in upper B tier because, like, he's not that bad in a lot of cases. No, actually, no, wait. What am I doing? He's gotta go in C tier. Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, the neurotic reactive guy is a person you just can't really say anything around. Like, they're incredibly sensitive. They're very reactive. People who react a lot to just anything you say, anything you do, that's a bad person you don't want to associate with because you can't be your authentic self with them. You gotta find somebody you can be your real self with. And a person who takes offense to just everything you say, interprets it the worst possible way they can, you don't want to be around them. Instead, you want somebody who will constantly give you the benefit of the doubt with whatever you say. Somebody who tries to hear you out, someone who tries to understand what you meant by it. And the way the neurotic reactive guy works is he's essentially insecure. Everything you say could possibly be interpreted as an attack because it hurt him. And because he's hurt, he feels as if you are trying to attack him. And as a result, he feels vindicated and retaliating against you, which is why he will constantly attack you despite you doing nothing to him because of how he feels. That's why you can't be around very sensitive people. Very sensitive people, ultimately at the end of the day, are very insecure. And that's it for this video. That's the official man tier list. And shout out to Big Floppa, because here's the thing. I only had a couple of these guys listed out. I only had a few types of man to list on here because it was a lot easier to create that whole extensive list of women because I'm into women. But it's like, what type of guys are there? It's like, well, there are a lot less guys. And then he came up with this giant list, and I picked a lot of the best ones he had. He had a whole lot more, and I didn't pick a lot of them for a couple of reasons, but it was so useful nonetheless. Like, so many of these people, at least half of this list came from Big Floppa, so special thanks to him. He's also a person who comments on the videos. He's like half the time I upload a video, he's the top comment. It's insane. Everybody likes his comments. I don't get it. In my most popular video right now, why people are gay according to science, he's the top comment. I don't know how he does it. He does it consistently. It's pretty insane to me. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the original, the woman tier list. I think you'll like it. Anyways, have a good one.